Hi, Star Surfer here with the monthly tarot reading for August 2023 for my Leos. It's about to be your birthday season. Hey, happy early birthday. I hope you're doing good. Couple quick bits of business before we get into the reading. I feel like it's going to be a good one. If you enjoy this reading and something resonates with you, please like, comment, subscribe. Does a lot. It takes so little effort and it does a lot of good for new content creators such as myself, and then we get to hang out more. Also, I will be releasing a Patreon. God, I really can't say that word. Patreon. Coming up, and if you subscribe, you'll get the announcement right off the bat. It'll have these readings released early. You'll get an extended reading. You will also get a monthly astrological breakdown for your sign. So come hang out, subscribe, and you'll get the notification about when that is released. Lastly, this is a general read for my Leo Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus, Jupiter, and North Node. That's a large group of people, a large range of energies I am tuning into, so this reading won't be for everyone. You will know if it's for you. You'll know. So take the messages that resonate and leave the rest. If you're finding this reading isn't resonating and you're watching because you're a Leo Sun, maybe watch for your rising or your moon sign. Maybe something more applicable, you'll find it there. I'm going to start with my Wild Unknown Animal Spirit Oracle deck. Get some animal medicine on the board for you. Leo. Leo. You feel held back from something. Like you want to search for it and something is holding you back. It doesn't feel like it's coming from you. Like an external circumstance is preventing you from galloping ahead, galloping apace. Held is the energy I'm picking up on. Held. We'll see what that's about. Because I want you to charge. I want you to roar, lions. One more after this. Roar. Any messages or insights for my Leo Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus, Jupiter, and North Node? Any messages or insights, frustration for my Leo Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus, Jupiter, and North Node? Yes, we got a bunch that fell out. Yeah. I have the panther, the whale, and the crocodile. Let me sit with this. Crocodile. A bit of like recovery, rest, a lull. I feel like you might feel like you've been put on pause. Life has kind of like iced you out in a way, but it is. And you're frustrated about it. You're definitely frustrated about it. There's anger here. It's like, I want to be going. I don't want to be like held back. And I am being held back by circumstances that feel like they're out of your control and you're frustrated about it. But there's an opportunity here. Of course, there always is. The universe gives with one hand, takes with one hand, gives with the other. There's an opportunity here to find strength, to find grace, moving through difficulty. This feels like your natural and instinctive response to like being put on pause, being held back is anger, frustration. You want to lash out. You're like, why are they dulling my glow? Why are they stopping my shine? Like, don't they know? Don't they know? Like, it would be better for all of us if I could just go and shine and do. And there's a lesson, there's an opportunity here to find strength, to find whale, like high priestess, like knowing, to find a grace and an ease moving through difficulty, through times of challenge and resistance, to glide, to float, to keep swimming. Just keep swimming, even if you're not able to do it at the speed or with the pizzazz that you would like to naturally do. Yeah, you're upset. You're definitely mad. You're frustrated. You're frustrated. But again, there's an opportunity here. You've been put on pause. Things have paused, things have slowed, things aren't moving at the pace that you would like them to move because there's a lesson here. There's something you need to learn. There's something you need to realize. There's something you need to embody differently. Accept universal timing as the best possible timing, because it always is. You could get something you really want if you force it, and this feels like you would need to force it, but it might not be quite what you were expecting to get or hoping to get. Whereas if you just sit in the lesson, in the knowing, in the grace, in the ease, in the pause, without getting frustrated, without, biting someone's hand off, it will come to you exactly when and how it must. There's a reason for the pause. Yeah, you want to strike. I have the cobra and I have the elk. Elk is very divine masculine. I feel like an emperor energy of I am in my power. I want things to go my way. I have a certain idea. Cobra can be a teacher energy and a waiting to strike energy. This is I am in my power. I know when to strike. I know what is best. I want to go. I want to do. I want to bite. I want to attack. But as I said, the cobra is also a teacher energy. So what is this moment of not being able to go, not being able to attack that, yes, is making you frustrated? What is it also trying to teach you about your power, about how you wield your power, about how you learn from periods when you don't have the influence you don't find yourself having the influence you would like to find and like to have? What are you being taught? To wait, to trust, to have faith, to know. Don't misuse the power. Don't control the situation. Don't control the outcome. Wait, learn. Get curious about the lesson. Get curious about the reason for the pause. Because there's a reason for it. Of course, this is a teacher. What is the reason? You have been put on pause. You are being held back for a reason. What is it? Any other messages or insights? Any other messages or insights on this spread here? Any other messages or insights on this spread? Even waiting for the cards to come out. The swan and the fox. Partnership energy with the swan and cunning with the fox. Adaptability. This is also a card, the swan, of alignment with self, within self, and with others around you. You need to adapt your tactics. This seems to me like you are very set in a certain way of how things need to be done and how things need to be materializing in your life, how people need to be acting around you, how a situation needs to be developing and progressing, and it's not happening that way. How can you adapt your tactics to come into alignment with the reality of the situation instead of your expectation or hope for how it should be? Right? You need to change the way you're thinking about it, the way you're approaching it, to come into alignment with what it actually is instead of what you think it needs to be. Because what you think it needs to be and what it is actually are not in alignment right now. And so you're acting and believing and coming from a place of how you're approaching it like you think it should be, which is not getting you the results you want because it's not the way, you're not approaching it like the way things are, if that makes sense. So adapt. This is a moment of pause to learn a lesson about your power, about your authority, about your tactics, about how you come into alignment with a situation as it really is instead of how you think it should be and how you want it to play out. We can only control ourselves and our responses, right? We can't make a situation any way. We can't make another person any way. We can change ourselves to come into alignment to best work with the reality we find ourselves in. And it seems to be a reality currently in which you're being put on pause, in which your power is not having the influence you would like it to have, right? In which your authority is not being, respect my authority, is not being respected in the way you would like it to. So what do you learn from this pause, this wait to attack? How can you shift your tactics in a way that is graceful and aligned with the reality of the situation instead of your expectation of the situation, yeah? Overall, the peacock, you want to shine. You want to shine. Peacock is a very strutty energy. It's a very Leo energy. It is, in the West, it's very much like the peacock is a sign of like superficial beauty. There can be a surface level energy to this card. But in the East, in Eastern philosophy, the peacock is like a spiritual teacher. Again, there are all of these dichotomies now for you between like what you want to be getting and what you are getting. How you should realistically be responding to a situation and how you're actually responding to a situation. How you're interpreting a situation and what the situation is actually there to give and provide to you. What the pause is for. It's not to hold you back. It's not to take your power away. It's to get you to change your tactics so you can align with the situation instead of just like bulldozing through it and like with, look at me, follow me, bend to me. Get in alignment, change the tactic, right? Right underneath that, ooh, the dragon and the shark. Dragon is solar plexus energy. It is the power center. We're so in touch with our power here. Of course we are, but it is making us angry because we're not able, with the tactics we're using, to be in alignment with the situation in which we find ourselves. We're like, I feel all of this drive, all of this power, all of this strength, all of this authority, but I'm being put on pause and being held back from using it, utilizing it in a way that I would like, in a way that feels matched to my ability. But like, so change your approach, change your understanding, right? Because the pause, waiting for the right opportunity, is meant to teach you something, right? The shark is a threat energy. It's like, if you keep pushing on, like exerting force and power and control against the current, right? This is someone that swims with the current. Someone that's like forcing and out of alignment is swimming against the current, right? Take it easy, relax, right? Because you'll get bit, you'll get pushback if you don't. You think you're going in to dominate a situation, and if you aren't in alignment with it, if you don't match the reality of it, you'll get pushback instead of applause. Yeah? Oh, sweet Leo. I know you're frustrated. I know you are. You're mad. You're like, don't these people get who I am? Pause. Swim with the current. Don't swim against it. Yeah? Let's pull you some tarot. Get some further illumination on this spread because I can just feel the tension. I feel it. Oh, lordy lord, I'm just like, resentful. I feel bitter. I feel rage, right? I'm not happy. You're not happy. It's funny because like, I feel like you're of two minds now. You're like, feel all of this power, all of this energy, all of this like, and then like, I'm not able to get what I want done because the time is not right. Honestly, is what it is. The time is not right. So come into alignment with the time. You can't change time. Swim with the current of time. One more. Swim with the current. Underneath the world. Learn the lesson. Learn the lesson. Any other messages or insights on this spread for my Leos? Any other messages or insights? Use your power wisely, maturely, sagely. Yeah. Operate with reality instead of illusion. 7 of Cups in reverse is like illusion falling away. The kind of person that like swims upstream is like operating under a fallacy, under illusion, irreality. Like, get real with yourself. What's really happening? How can you work with what's really happening instead of your fantasy of what you would like to happen? Any other messages or insight? You're misusing the power. Hierophant in reverse. Again, this is like you feel so in touch with this, but if you're trying to work in fantasy land instead of in reality, you're misusing and misplacing your power, and people won't respond to it. People will see it as threatening. Threatening, right? Lurking threats. Operate with reality and not fantasy, and then you can use your power, which you do have. Absolutely, you have power. Of course you do. These cards are present for you, so you have the power, but you're misusing it now, right? You're in fantasy land with the power, and this is like, get real and let go of some of that need to control. Swim with the current. Come into alignment with reality. Any other messages or insights on this spread? Yeah. The Seven of Wands, which is a Mars and Leo energy, and the King of Cups. You have fight in you now, right? Of course you do. Like, look at this. You have fight, but you need to be more tender with the situation, right? It's not like you're pushing, this is like a pushing upstream battle. And this kind of leader leads the King of Cups kind of energy, leads with compassion, gently. There is strength and gentility and vulnerability in yielding, right? This is like, I will yield for nothing. And this is like, no, my true power lies in my ability to become flexible to the shifting tide, to the changing current, to swim with instead of against, right? To utilize my power in a realistic way instead of from goo goo gaga fantasy land. Yes? I feel like I'm being very stern, but I feel like you feel very stern. You feel very this. But this is what we want. This is what we need. Flow instead of rigidity, force. Flow with current, with the current. You'll be so much more at peace. You'll be so much more at ease. Then, like, you'll be better aligned with the people and the situations you find yourself around and with. And that was a ton that just fell out. Let's talk about it. Okay, first the two cards that were upright. The Six of Pentacles and the Seven of Pentacles, which means there's a One of Pentacles, like a new beginning and materially. You are needing to balance in a way you haven't in the past, is what this is telling me. You need to reassess and do things differently than you have in the past. You need a new approach. You need a new approach, right? And then everything that was in reverse, the Six of Swords in reverse, the Nine of Cups in reverse, and Temperance in reverse. It's like we are out of balance. We're discontented. We're not leaving something behind when we really need to leave something behind. You need a new approach. You need a new approach. One that is more considerate and tempered. I mean, literally, one that's more tempered. One that flows instead of forces and fights. I just feel like you're like pushing a rock up a hill and it's just rolling back on you because it's like the rock doesn't want to be pushed up the hill. That's not what your job is. Right? Flow, go, stop forcing, do things differently. You need a new approach. You need to temper your approach. Because why wouldn't you want to? Because the way you're doing it, the way you're resisting leaving behind is making you so unhappy. You leave behind the unhappiness, right? Get the happiness right. Get the flow, the ease, the gentleness, the vulnerability, the compassion right. And you won't feel like you're fighting against everything to get what you want accomplished. You'll be in alignment with the place in which you find yourself. I actually want to pull some angel oracle cards for you as well, which I haven't done in a minute. Because I feel like you need some like, oh. You need some, Can I get clarification? Thank you. Shower of abundance. Yeah, this is about like, again, as I said, this 6 of Pentacles, 7 of Pentacles, there's a 1 of Pentacles here. There is a possibility to make a new start, one that will be literally rewarding in a physical, material, monetary sense. But more so than that, this is about like emotional wealth, right? Getting that right. This was actually in reverse, wasn't it? Getting your emotional abundance correct. Right? And trust that, like, when you feel good in yourself, when you're not fighting against the current, pushing uphill with everything, right? It's like easeful. It's natural. The material opportunities and abundance will come naturally when you get tempered and balanced within yourself, when you stop fighting against the current. Can I get another card for this spread, please? Another oracle card for this spread, please. If you're struggling, ask. If this is a difficult shift that you need to make, but you know you need to make it to leave this unhappiness behind, to leave this misuse of power behind, this struggling upstream, this like operating from a fantasy land, right? This like feeling your power and then feeling held back, this inability to shift tactic, to come into alignment, ask. Pray and ask for help. Ask a friend that you see doing this naturally and easily. How do you do that? How do you not just like fight to get what you want? How do you trust that when you have faith that's coming and you work with the reality at hand, it comes? How do you do that? Pray for guidance. You know, your God, spirit, source, ancestors, however you think of it, ask. This way of mine, this way of doing and operating is not working out, but like I would like to change that because I'm not getting the results I want materially and I don't feel good in myself. I feel frustrated. I feel held back from what I know is possible for me, right? What I know is possible for me. How do I change to come into alignment, to like operate with reality, to temper and balance myself, to create a better present, right? What do I need to do? And then whatever you hear from either that friend or that advisor or in your prayers and your meditation, follow it. Trustworthy guidance. Follow what you hear. Don't hear it, acknowledge it, and then don't change anything. You need to change something. You need a new approach. So when you ask for the guidance, either in prayer or in a dialogue, and you get it, trust it and follow it. Underneath, steady progress. If you do that, you will make progress in a way that I feel like you're not doing it right now. In a way that I feel like you're being held back from now. And then underneath the tarot deck was the Chariot. You will absolutely make progress if you shift your tactics, if you ask for guidance on how to do it, you can progress in a way that you're being held back from now. Underneath that, the Lovers in reverse and the Hermit, right? I feel like this way of like exerting power and swimming upstream, right, is kind of keeping you at a distance from other people. And again, I'm like I said, like they see it as threatening. You know what would be a massive step in getting out of this, I feel like people are disconnected from me and vice versa, is like opening up to other people of like, hey, I know what I'm doing right now isn't working and I would like to do something differently, and I see that you're able to do that, and I'm willing and I trust you to like have the knowledge and the wisdom, and I want you to know I'm willing to hear it, and I won't freak out or like storm off or like feel judged by it. I'm like willing to listen to what you have to say because I would like to make a change. People will respond to that and you can feel more connected in a way, and people won't feel so threatened by you. They'll be like, oh, they're human. They actually want to do things differently because you need to do things differently. You need to flow with the current instead of upstream. Yes? Okay. All right. Let's get you a parting message from the Gaia Oracle deck here. Something you can take into your birthday month. You will absolutely be. I know you're frustrated right now, and that's not a great place for a Leo to be going into their birthday month with frustration. But if you do this thing, if you realize you need to change because you're not getting the results you want and you feel bad, you just feel shitty and you feel disconnected from people, and you realize that, first step, one, accept, admit, and then ask for help, both from others and from the universe, and then be willing to take that advice, you'll make the progress, obviously. I mean, I don't know where the chariot ran off to, but you'll make progress. Of course you will. You'll get out of this place, but you have to be willing to change, and you have to listen to the advice you get, and then to carry it, pick it up, follow it. You won't be in this place forever. There's a reason. Again, there's a lesson here for you to learn. Shift the tactic. Come into alignment. Operate with the circumstance instead of against it. Can I get a final parting message from my Leos, please? One final parting message from my Leos as they head into their birthday month. Exactly what I was just saying. Winter's End, 16 breaking down to a 7, which means this is a partnership energy you need to call in. You need advice from other people. Winter's End, regeneration, rebirth, positive outcome. It's all headed in the right direction, right? It's all headed in the right direction. It's like you're in a moment of fallowness. You're in the winter, right? Which is when things aren't growing, but that means that growth is ahead of you. Growth is what's ahead of you. Let me read that for you guys. This card signifies rebirth, regeneration, and new growth. You may not know it, but a new cycle has already begun. A cold, gray period of your life is coming to an end. A new season begins. As with the tree lady featured on this card, the first signs of spring are just starting to show. The first shoots have sprouted, and soon the new buds will be in full bloom as they bathe in the light of the sun. Many beautiful things are in store for you. New opportunities present themselves, sometimes quite unexpectedly. When they do, embrace them. Do not hesitate, for this is your time to shine. This is a lucky and prosperous period for you. Shower abundance. Many things that were previously not possible now are. Doors that were previously closed are now open. This card also signifies travel and a positive outcome. I give thanks for the blessings that I receive each day. All is possible for me now. All doors are open. I invite prosperity into my life. I embrace new opportunities. Again, you are headed in the right direction. This is a moment of stillness, of being held back, of pause, of fallow growth, no growth, of cold, of dark, because growth is ahead. Change the tactic and be able to embrace the new opportunity and move towards progress and towards abundance. Ask for advice, right? Flow with the current instead of against it. Yeah? All right, Leos. Thank you. Talk soon. Bye.